everyone, and welcome to another virtual art workshop sponsored by Turnip Green Creative Reuse. My name is Anne-Marie, and during this time of physical distancing, we continue to foster creativity and foster sustainability through reuse. If you would like more information about how to continue to support us, please check the description below this video. Today's art project is called Tradition Collage. This is a project inspired by the Mexican-American artist Carmen Lomas Garza. If you go onto our online shop and purchase the Favorite Artist Creativity Kit, this is one of the projects featured in there. Now, this tradition collage is inspired by some of Carmen Lomas Garza's work, where she takes little figures, really simple human forms, and puts them in a very bold scene depicting the everyday life, the everyday work routine, the everyday family traditions of the Mexican-American community. Carmen Lomas Garza's goal with this series of work was to knock down stereotypes that people in America had and still have of the Mexican-American community. She uses bold colors and patterns. The focus is on the scenery, the activity going on in the scene, rather than on the human form. Please stay tuned for a list of the materials you will need for this project, as well as for a live demo. So this is the spread of materials. You're going to want to start by, on a whiteboard, chalkboard, piece of paper, sketch out some ideas for the family tradition or the holiday tradition that you want to create your tradition collage around. So to start, you need some kind of base. I used a box and cut it up to use as my base, and then some kind of paper to put on it to use as your backdrop. So this is just construction paper. I ended up gluing a bunch of pieces of cardboard onto the back of it to be my base. You want a magazine or other paper to collage with. National Geographic is awesome. Then you want to make sure to have glue. I like having glue stick and white glue just in case. And then scissors, and then some kind of coloring utensil. So I end up using watercolor paint, but you could also use markers. You could also use pastels if you want. What's really important for this tradition collage is that we incorporate textures in ours. So this is a textured collage. So I kind of pulled out some textures that I thought would work well for my collage. I have some lace and some mesh material, CDs, wood, some shells from a trip to the beach, and rice and beans. So after you've brainstormed and you know what you're doing, you want your backdrop, you want to glue on your base. So I'm going to show you a completed version of mine. My base looks like that. Works out really well. And I decided to depict the Labor Day picnic that my Puerto Rican family has every single year. My mom and her siblings actually started the tradition. So I'm going to start with the backdrop. I'm going to flip through National Geographic and find some kind of scene that makes me think of the family picnic. So our family picnic is held on the beach. There's a pavilion, there's a lot of trees, there's a pathway that leads to a lighthouse. So you want to flip through until you find something like this one. It's really beautiful. And your goal is to fill up the entire thing. You want to fill up the entire thing. If you want to use construction paper for this part, as well as magazine, if you want to use leave some space open for some painting, you can also do that. So I'm going to show you what I did. I created this scene at the beach. All of this here is from National Geographic, and then this whole area here is sand and the pavilion area. All right, so you create your backdrop of your family tradition. After that, you look through your textures, and you want to pick textures that highlight really important parts of your family tradition. So I decided to use wood to show the pavilion. I decided to use some of this fabric for the volleyball net and for the grill at the pavilion. I actually had some shells that I collected from another trip at the beach that I'm going to use, and as Puerto Ricans, we love our rice and beans, and there are always different competing bowls of rice and beans at this family picnic. So I'm gonna take all that, I'm gonna glue it on. So here is my completed collage, or at least for now. I forgot to add, I used a CD as another texture for the sun. There aren't penguins at that beach, but they're kind of like seagulls. This is supposed to be like the lighthouse. This is a trail that we walk that takes you to the lighthouse. As you can see, I used the shells. I used Elmer's glue to put those down. That's why I'm not picking this up right now and holding it up to show you, because it still needs to dry. There's the grills to grill the pork and the chicken and everything else we eat. And then 3 big bowls of arroz con gandules. Thank you everyone for joining us for another virtual art workshop. Please subscribe to our channel below. Please share this video with anyone you think would enjoy this project. And for this project, I really encourage you to pick your materials and allow them to inspire you. If a backdrop in Nat Geo or if a texture inspires you to change your vision a little bit, that's okay. That's the beauty of exploratory art. That's the beauty of reuse art. Thank you so much and have a great day.